In the previous episode of Project Go, our top 4 faced the judges and made the pitch of their lifetime. Which team impressed our judges the most? Stay tuned to find out. Welcome back to the finale of Project Go. We're here at Common Ground Co-working Spaces in BGC. While the judges deliberate, let's take a look at the journey of our top 4.
Sip the Metal Straw started out as just an idea, and although the sun has set on metal straws, but the impact it created, and I wouldn't even say it was me, like it was everyone else who was impacted by it. The community really grew. If you talked about sustainability and zero waste 4 years ago, people would be like, what? Like, it was such a not on the radar. But now if you say something about it on those lines, people will at least be familiar with the field or industry already.
For me, I'm like happy whoever wins, because it's not just about the prize money of the competition. Like, from this we can get like exposure about our
My discovery.
We could also get exposure. Maybe other people who are interested want to like collaborate with us or help us in our endeavors. So it's not just about the prize money, really.
Q and Poch are two very honest and real people, and I respect Poch for being a seasoned businessman already at a young age.
When I first met Ryan, I thought that he was a really smart person. That was my first impression, because we were classmates before. So when we had presentations and he was my group mate, he would be the one to present. He'd always have something, elaborate to say about whatever we're doing.
First of all, I guess to rationalize why I even established this business, I really had Calvin in mind, because when it comes to doing things, even in high school, he was kind of always the one to be there helping me implement them. He's really a go-doer. My first impression of him prior to probably meeting him was that this guy gets the job done.
From a business standpoint, so she really seems like a reliable person. She's someone who you can give an assignment to and she's gonna do it without you having to follow up. In fact, for a lot of the stuff that we make her do, she's the one who follows up on us. So she's always finishing before we are.
Yeah.
For me, I'd like to advise to be confident in yourself and in your business. Know your identity truly is, so that you can better communicate.
Based on like what I can see, they all work together to make Mando Cheo, and all of them obviously have the same passion.
I'm excited for Ryan. I felt that he was really excited for his entrepreneurial journey. I do hope, like, no matter where this competition takes us, that, we could work together even in the future.
I am an aspiring entrepreneur. I hope to be able to create a business that can have a social impact to the lives of the people that we are serving to. I just want to really build or lead a more meaningful life, something that I would be happy remembering or reminiscing when I grow old, and I would be happy to pass on to my children in the future. If there's anything that I can help others with their lives, it's what I also want to do, because for me, it creates more meaning and more value as a person.
Whenever I talk to Pearl, I've always been more invested in her idea, because when it comes to Pearl, she's very passionate about her idea, especially if I recall there's an advocacy behind it as well. She's really so much of a visionary and is, again, deserving to be here and to even win the prize.
I started my business when I was just 22. My own business. It's not inherited business. I went on my own at 22, and the company's still alive. So I guess that kind of tells you that I don't quit. I was trained by an uncle in business development, and business kind of didn't push through, but the company was there. I made the company for them, so I kind of bought them out na lang. Then I started my own company. It's all about us, the concept of startup from the Philippines that you can bring to market with business people, seasoned business people, seeing the viability of it and seeing the potential of it, right? So if you look at that context, it's ageless. And what we're doing right now is on its own very young and a promising venture. Our AO Innovations Tech Mass, our being into the safety and productivity segment of the world, which is almost $10 billion as an industry. So business people know age actually doesn't really matter. I'm experienced. I know what it takes to be knocked down. I know what it takes to succeed by just being alive as a company and surviving. So you're already a success.
I think all of us are comfortable with speaking to Kuya Arnel because he's very open to everyone and he shares a lot of things like insights and knowledge, especially wisdom with his age also.
So initially I had my thoughts on who would do well, and quite frankly, some of the other teams surprised me. I was very impressed with how AO and staffs did their presentation. There were some teams that, maybe the nerves got the better of them, and they were very nervous when they were on stage, when they were speaking. But of course, they're not used to public speaking, so that's totally understandable. Some of the teams as well got a little flustered when answering questions. It seemed as if they weren't so prepared with the questions that the judges threw at them.
I'm so proud of Pearl because her first slide was right away. She told the story, right? Because I remember when I had a session with the 4 groups, I told them it might not be applicable to all pitches and all businesses, but it always helps to have a face, not just for the business, but the product, the experience you're trying to sell. And I was telling, I think if I'm not mistaken, I told Pearl specifically, I would have wanted to see a case study. Like, who have you helped, right? Or have you helped anyone? Like, what's the story behind the people that you've helped? And so when her first or second slide, when she showed like a face of someone who she's met, who they met through staffs, I was like, oh my god, she listened.
I think I saw it most in Loop Store. Actually, just meeting them earlier in this morning when I was going over their presentations, just like seeing the slides and whatnot. I already saw that they were already highlighting how they were putting a focus on providing job opportunities to local farmers. And that's exactly it, right? You're telling your brand story. Like, it's not what sets your product apart, it's what sets your brand apart. And saying that, hey, we are gonna put the farmers at the forefront, that sets you apart in the branding sense. So
Mindo Cheo, I feel like they have a good product. I think that in the future, their product will really be the way it goes, but I feel like their pitch was lacking because I think the judges wanted to see more of what do you have planned for 3 years, 5 years down the line, and they didn't have that prepared. So while the product or service was good, they failed to leave an impression on me simply because the presentation, the pitch was lacking.
the team that needs to improve would be AO, because there's a lot of gaps that he didn't fill during his final presentation. And the judges had a lot of things that I agree with them that he needs to improve.
So my no skills presentation, I see a lot of improvements, and I still see the passion improvements. I think they really took in the bootcamp sessions of how to build digital presence. And I do see them optimizing their way through it to be more clear and more focused on the UX part of it. The team Loop, fantastic job. You guys are very, very young, and you guys are super ambitious. And I think you intend to share too much, and sometimes less is more. AO presentation, I think they have a very steady performance. The opening was great, but I think in the scalability of things, it wasn't really showcased that well in the presentation, which is the shame. Team staff B, I see like a huge improvement from the day you pitched to the finale. It was super clear. You articulate well your noble mission,
We have seen the journey of our top 4. Which team captured the hearts and minds of our judges?
I think they all did a fantastic job. Obviously, there can be only one winner, but I hope they go forward to make their ideas real.
Feels great.
I'm glad that it's done. Most of the questions I knew by heart, so
Yeah,
it was
true.
really not a problem. I think where I got caught off guard was the breakdown of the costs.
Loop Store, first impression, oh my God, they're so young. 18 and 24, if I'm not mistaken. Thinking back of what I was doing at that age. Also, this addresses a few environmental issues like non-biodegradable wastes. And if that helps the planet become green in one way or the other, then I think that's really something to be proud of as innovators, as founders of this idea.
They asked questions which are really insightful.
I think they were really curious about the platform.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like they were really poking at it, and I like it.
Yeah.
I am very satisfied, even though I myself did not perform to the best of my abilities. I'm very satisfied with like how we, mine the Cheo, even though not me, but we as a team were able to really present our ideas.
I'm really just happy I got to regroup on the latter part of the pitch.
I'm happy
during the Q&A.
I'm happy that the judges got the concept.
Mind the Cheo is an interesting platform. Although I don't think it's unique. I think it's a platform that exists in different forms online. I think the challenge of Mind the Cheo is trying to get their platform competitive on both sides of the market. And I'm not convinced that their system or their program to get them on board is compelling enough. I think they have to think through their setup, their structure more. But I feel that there is potential, but a lot of tweaking has to be made, to get it off the ground.
I was very impressed with all of the contestants. It takes a lot of courage to get up there and do that, as well as follow your dreams. I hope they keep going.
I'm satisfied in a way that I was, I think, able to get the message across. This is much different, and it's quite overwhelming, the way, the profile of the people. We did not know about that it was the president of GoDaddy himself looking at it, so that's a good surprise.
AO Tech tugs the heart, especially in this unfortunate situation of a pandemic that we are in. My hesitation and my concern really was more in terms of the numbers. When I asked how much he thinks he will need as a capital, it felt to me like 1 million was a number plucked out of the air, and a 3-month payback period to me felt very aggressive.
I actually feel relieved that it's all these days of preparing for the presentation. I'm relieved that it's done. And I think I was able to somehow deliver well. I was able to answer the questions, so that's okay for me. That's good enough for me.
I think when she went up on stage, she was just full of confidence. She knew her product very well, and she knew what she wanted to bring to market. Although I think her platform or her product is not unique. She is a platform that delivers outsourced products, but how she tries to be different is she wants to reach out to the underprivileged community.
I now have the results in my hands. Let us welcome back on stage Project Go's top 4. And the winner is... Staffs. Congratulations. Well done.
Team Staffs, congratulations on being the winner of Project Go. Very well deserved, fantastic achievement. I also want to congratulate the other teams on making it to the top 4. You've all came very far and you're all winners. So we look forward to seeing the success and your successes going forward, and we look forward to seeing you making your ideas real.
It's been an exciting 5 episodes. I am Maggie Wilson, and this is Project Go. Hi, I am Maggie Wilson, host and mentor of Project Go. If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe to AXN Asia for more exclusive content from Project Go.